Okay, g'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, so I guess I'll finish up on the live show. First live show in quite a few years. I don't remember. I think the last time I played an actual show was probably 2011 or 2012. And I'll have to look at my photos to see how far back they go. But I've been doing jam nights and stuff like that ever since. But like 3 hour live show, that kind of thing. I haven't done that in a long time. And this was a different. My takeaway was I had a lot of fun, but it was just weird just being outside in a field around a bunch of vendors. I didn't have a crowd in front of me, but you could tell people were looking over and get the odd clap and stuff like that. You could tell people were enjoying it. You know what I mean? Because they come and talk to you after. So even if you don't hear clapping and cheering, it doesn't mean people aren't enjoying it. Sometimes they're just actually just listening. So don't mistake silence for, oh my God, this guy sucks. I mean, it could be that, but usually what it is like the vendor, like there was one lady, I had a vendor, like she was kind of like dancing along with her little baby while I was playing certain songs, right? And whatever, stuff like that, listening to the music. There was another girl, she was, she ran over and threw $5 into the pail, and there was an old guy, had a grumpy look on his face, and he came up and he threw a handful of change into the pail, stuff like that. So you never know how people are enjoying it or whatever. So just play your heart out, just give it your best, enjoy, heckle the audience a little bit. Don't worry, they heckle back. Yeah. Like I say, when you watch the video and you see little Hunter walking around there with that trumpet in the first two videos, just sitting there blasting away on the trumpet. That's like, like ironclad. Like, just no, I'm playing the show. It doesn't matter. Nothing will distract me. Although I did get distracted on the cute girl dancing in front of me at one point. So, but that happens, right? But the lessons I learned was that never take. I know what I'm doing. I know my job. I got this for granted. Because there's always little things that sneak up on you every gig, and also to something, when you get there, like the backup amp. I didn't bring my backup amp. My backup amp was right there. I should have brought that. Fortunately, now my lesson learned. You know what I mean? I've always brought a backup amp. I've always brought backup guitars. I've always done that stuff. So bring backup cables, back up this, back up that. After a while, you get an idea of what's going to work, what's not. Thoroughly test your equipment before you take it anywhere. But that said, even that sometimes things just don't work. So what didn't work on that amp? We'll get to that. But the lessons I learned was I just have a lot of fun. My number one rule with music is have fun. Don't, even if things don't go your way 100%, don't take it to heart, don't get nervous, don't whatever. Attitude is everything. My cousin came up to me, my cousin Ron, you've probably seen him on the channel, some of the knives he used to make. His wife, Genevieve, was selling arts and crafts and trinkets, so he wasn't selling any homemade knives, but one of the things he comes up to me, he's like, Reg, he goes, I got a question for you. I go, what? He goes, have you ever woke up in a bad mood? I said, not really. I'll be in a bad mood after I wake up, but not before. He goes, how do you do it? He goes, how do you be in a good humor all the time? I said, well, very simple. I said, I keep my standards low, so I'm never disappointed. One of the guy I went to school with, Giggy, was there. He goes, oh, that's a great philosophy. He was cracking up. He's like, I got to try that one. Because Giggy, he's always in a bad mood. Ever since I knew him as a kid there, I remember he'd get on the bus in the morning, and we were good friends or whatever. I'd mess with him because I always knew he was going to be a grouch monster in the morning until he woke up. And then once he got woke up, he was pretty happy. But he was a grumpy one. It's just like, okay, things are going to go wrong at the gig. You know what I mean? You're going to miss a chord. You're going to forget a lyric. Don't even draw attention to it. Just keep playing. But what went really right is that I was well practiced enough that a little bit more practice, the show would have been a lot more. But like I told Brian was, because he was like, I can't wait. He goes, this was great. I said, no. I said, I only give you that much. I said, when we're well rehearsed, you're going to get you're going to get the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of things that went right. when you're well rehearsed, you're almost on autopilot when you're playing and singing, and you get to enjoy it as well as much as the audience. And the other thing too was interaction with the audience. I mean, it was a little quiet, but whatever. But there were people, how you doing, blah blah blah. Heckle this person, heckle that person, and whatever. Get people laughing, whatever. Just enjoy yourself. So so this was a fun gig. It wasn't a super serious gig, and I made off like a bandit. I made a total of. Did I pay for that guitar and that amp in one show? I don't know. $23, guys. But it was just the idea to get people to throw. It was $23 split two ways. So to get people to throw nearly $50 into the pot, $46 or $47 into the pot, is it takes a lot to get people to do that. So it was very appreciated that they did, but it was fun. So now let's talk about what happened to the amp